Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Today, for my RYT200 student, I'm going to be talking about the three gunas, which is a part of the subtle energies of yoga. Well, the three gunas, as you know that we have spoken about the 5 sheets, and you are composed of the 5 sheets or kosha, but you are not that. The 5 koshas belong to the lower existence and not to the range of supreme knowledge. The 5 koshas are controlled by 3 gunas: sattva, rajas and tamas. Gunas means quality, faculty or attribute, and the 3 gunas belong to nature. In this context, nature does not mean beautiful places, mountains and hills. In philosophy, nature means prakriti, the universal law. There is a universal law which controls and which is from biggest to the tiniest, and it is inherent in the thing itself. Take a tree, for example. It is controlled by the law which is inherent in it. My controller is inherent in me, and that is the law. That is prakriti, and it controls, maintains or manages each and every law by the 3 gunas. The 3 gunas work in unison. Nothing is controlled only by one guna. But there is also that the body is controlled by tamoguna, but there is also a little bit of rajas and a little bit of sattvaguna. Similarly, in this way, the Anandamaya kosha is controlled by sattvaguna, but there is a trace of the other 2 gunas. The mind is controlled by rajoguna, but there is a trace of other 2 gunas. The 3 gunas control the 5 koshas in cooperation with each other. They all have a share. In one kosha, one guna and primary, and the other is secondary. So there is a major share of one guna and a minor share of the 2 gunas, but the proportion changes from time to time. So where can we place yoga here in the philosophy of 3 guna? First of all, the practices of yoga purifies the mechanism of the 3 koshas. Therefore, they can change the quantum of the gunas in each kosha. For example, the body is predominantly tamas. But by the practices of Hatha Yoga, sattvic food and a good daily program, you can increase sattva guna in the body. In the same way, you can change the quantum of gunas in each koshas. When you change the quantum of the gunas in each kosha or in all the 5 koshas through the yoga practices, a balance is created, and when balance is created, greater awareness takes place. These 5 koshas are separate classifications. You can experience them during your yoga practice. When you meditate, you pierce through or penetrate each and every kosha. There are much literature which is written on the koshas, and there are many books. One is Viveka Chudamani. You must have heard about this book, Viveka Chudamani, a very famous book by Adi Shankaracharya. Then there is another book that I would like to give you reference to, and that is Panchadashi. It is a very famous book in 15 chapters, and the subject matter of these Panchadashi book is basically dealing with terminologies in yoga and Vedanta, and the third is Sankhya Sutras. These three are the authentic classical texts. The 5 koshas, the 5 tattvas, the 3 gunas, and various forms of yoga should be studied in conjunction with each other because they are related to everyone. Even animals have koshas, but the nature of evolution is different. Animals have a well-developed Annamaya kosh and Pranamaya kosh, but their Manomaya kosh is at a rudimentary state of evolution, while their Anandamaya kosh is not at all manifest. In little insects, Annamaya kosh is there, but Pranamaya kosh is not fully developed, and Manomaya kosh is unmanifest there. So the 5 koshas are not the sole property of human being. Anything in the universe which has a body has the 5 koshas. As the body keeps on evolving, then the later koshas become more and more prominent. A yoga practitioner has a well-developed Vijnanamaya kosh, while the one who has achieved the result of yoga has Anandamaya kosh fully developed. But beyond these 5 koshas is the absolute self. The purpose of existence is to experience the cosmic self, and in order to understand this experience of cosmic self, you have to first understand these 5 koshas and then separate them. Creation is also the manifestation of the 3 gunas. The sattvic guna means pure, pious, and balanced. Rajasic guna means action and passion and excitement. And tamaguna means inertia, sloth, indifference. So you have to kill the tamaguna, harness the rajaguna, and manifest the sattva guna. The 3 gunas are also connected, like I said, to the states of consciousness. So if we look at it, we have the higher consciousness, the super consciousness, the higher self, the spiritual dimension, and our spiritual or our beta body. Then we have our ordinary consciousness, which is our, the rational mind, and bodily sensation, which is the realm of dreams. And we have the subconscious and the subliminal mind, which is the supernatural capabilities, and we have our higher self, and in the meditation we can go into the higher self, the trance-like state, we can go into contemplation, we can alter the state of our consciousness, we can move into hypnotic and trance state through meditation, we can connect with our subconscious. Through the meditation, we can take a leap, we can leave our body, and we can get in touch with our higher consciousness. So there is a 7 states of consciousness, and we can connect ourselves to the oneness, and these 7 states of consciousness can be achieved by all of us through the practices of yoga, asanas, breathing, meditation, and the Ashtanga.